Hi everyone, my name is Kat, or the Fairy Librarian, and welcome back to a new video. Or new vlog, I should say. It is now Friday, and I'm reading Bodyguard of Lightning by Stan Nicholls. This is the first book in the Orcs trilogy, which is about a group of orcs who are tasked by their queen to get this object, and they get it, but then the goblins, I believe they were, stole it, so they're chasing the goblins, and then the queen wants to think because she's impatient and she's mad, and then she tortures some people for fun and kicks some kittens, because that's the type of evil person that she is. And then we get back to the orcs' perspective, and they fight a little bit, and they walk a bit, and they fight a bit, and I'm not loving it. It's not my type of story. It's too plot-driven for me. I prefer things a bit more character-driven. And also, there's some really dark stuff happening in here, but it's almost like a caricature of dark, which I really don't like. I mean, there's some nice ideas in here, like the ideas of the orcs don't want to work for because their queen is a human, and they don't want to work for this human anymore. And then we have like humans draining the magic from the world, and the orcs don't want that, and stuff. And there's some interesting ideas in here, but I'm not enjoying it. I mean, it's not terrible, and I will probably finish it because it is, I'll give it that, it's a really quick read. I'm almost halfway through, and I will probably finish this by the end of April, and then I can submit it for the TBR Blitz readathon, and then I'll get the full 15 points, which was my goal. So, yay. And then after that, after I finish this one, I think I'm gonna take a little break from fantasy. Because I usually try to mix up my genres a little bit more than I've done this month. Because for the readathon, you can only read sci-fi fantasy books. I mean, I liked most of the ones I read. It's just, I want to read something else. So that's the update. I will talk to you when I finished this book. Bye. Good evening, this Monday evening. This is the angle you're getting because I'm exhausted and I don't have energy right now to do a better angle, so I'm sorry. But I did want to update you because I finished Bodyguard of Lightning yesterday, actually. So it's still in May, so still in time for the readathon. So I got full 15 points, yay. But I didn't love this one. It's like, first of all, it's too plot driven for me. Like, plot is not the most important thing in a book for me. I have like first characters, then themes in a world. I don't know in which order those are, and then on plot on fourth place. But the characters in this were incredibly flat. With a cartoon villain who likes to kick puppies in her spare time. The world wasn't interesting either. It's your very basic medieval inspired fantasy world. But I don't mind that. They can be good, but this one is just very underdeveloped as well. It felt very small. So yeah, the world wasn't very interesting either. And the themes were very on the nose, but also nothing new was being said. Like, thematically, everything in this book I'd read before, and I'd read better executed versions of before. So the focus of this book is really plot, which isn't bad. Like, if that's your thing, for you, it's just not my thing. And so I didn't love this. I thought the pacing was too fast. So we didn't have time to really get a bit deeper into stuff. And so it was hard to care. And also we just didn't get the time to truly realize what the consequences were of what was going to happen, and to reflect on those consequences, because we're already on to next thing. So that wasn't my thing. Also, the plot is pretty misleading, or the synopsis, I should say, is pretty misleading, because I thought that this book would be humans come to our world, but drain the magic, the orcs are unhappy, let's fight the humans and get them out of here. That was what the synopsis in the back made me think it would be. And that could still very well be the plot of the entire series, but that was nowhere to be found. Or, not nowhere, there were like seeds of it, but that wasn't a plot of this book. So that was very disappointing. Yeah, it's not a bad book. I give it 2 stars, which is what I give to a book that is not my thing, but I don't have active hatred for. If this is your thing, then go for it. But this is just not a book that I personally care for, and a series that I personally care for. It was short and it was a quick read, so I'll give it that. But the only reason I finished it was because it was A, so short and quick, and B, it was for the readathon and I needed one more book. And so I thought I might as well. But otherwise, I would probably have DNF'd it. Unfortunate, but yeah. And then there were some reading sprints over at Tori's channel, Tori Talks. And I didn't know what to read because I'd already finished Bodyguard of Lightning. So I'd finished all my readathon books. And I didn't know what I wanted next. But then I thought maybe like a complete change of pace would be nice. Pick up something completely different from what I've been reading. So I picked up The Duke and I, which is the first book in the Bridgerton series. I'm a third of the way through already. In less than 24 hours. I've read this much. This is why I love romance books. They read so quickly. But I am adoring this. The writing style reads very easily, which I like. But I love the characters in this. I love Simon. I love Daphne. I especially love the family dynamics in the Bridgerton family, like between Daphne and Anthony. I love it. But everyone else, the mother, the other siblings, like they bicker and they annoy the crap out of one another. But there's such a deep love connecting them. And I love it. I'm having a great time with this. I've been warned that there's one scene where consent isn't the best in this book, but I know what that scene is. I know what happens, so I'm prepared. So I hope it won't be too bad. But I'm really enjoying this. I'm gonna read some more of this tonight. And I may already have to throw my May TBR out of the window because I want to read more books in a series. Like the second I finish this, I want to read the second book. Like, I'm just having a great time. So that was the update. I'm still in Lapvona, but I'm reading that one very slowly on purpose. So, which is also why I didn't want to read it on sprints. But I won't update you on that because I've barely read anything since the last time I talked about that. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna read a bit more, and I will see you when I have a new update. Bye. Hi, it is Wednesday, and I've gotten a little bit over halfway in The Duke and I by Julia Quinn. I am loving this. The thing that really stands out in this book is the family dynamics between the Bridgertons, and then especially Anthony and Daphne. Like the older brother wanting to protect his little sister, but the sister doesn't want or need to be protected, and it's I love it. I just realized I never actually told you what this book is about. So if you don't know, this is a Regency romance. First book in the Bridgerton series, which is an 8-book series following the family Bridgerton. You have 8 children, and each child gets their romance in one of the books. This first book follows Daphne, who's the 4th child because they're named alphabetically. So the eldest is Anthony, his name starts with an A, then B, Benedict, C, Colin, D, Daphne, and so on. Daphne can't find a husband because just the few people who have been romantically interested in her, she hasn't really been, because most men see her more like a friend and not as a potential partner. And our male protagonist is Simon, I forget his last name. He's the Duke of Hastings. And he doesn't want to get married, doesn't want children, because he has some daddy issues, and he's like, if I don't get married, I don't get children, then my family line ends, and that is my best way to take revenge on my father, because his father was obsessed with the family line. And Simon is the only child, has no siblings, so he doesn't want to marry, he doesn't want kids. And he's a duke, so all the mothers of girls who want to find a husband hope that maybe Simon will get interested in their daughters so that their daughter can marry a duke. But he doesn't want that, and so Simon and Daphne make a deal where they're going to be pretending to be interested in one another, and so that way maybe the mothers will leave Simon alone as they think that he is taken, and that way Daphne might get seen by others, because once one person has a girl, everyone wants the girl, and maybe now the rest of society is gonna think of her not just as a friend, but as someone who can be desired romantically. So it's a fake dating trope. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's great. Part of me wants to throw my TBR out of the window already to just read romance books the entire month, which I may do. Who knows? But I'm having a great time with this. And so that is the ending of this vlog. In this vlog, I read the entirety of Bodyguard of Lightning by Stan Nicholls. I read a little bit of Lapvona by Ottessa Moshfegh, and I read about half of this. I started this. The Duke and I by Julia Quinn. So, that was the vlog. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again in another video later.